What's up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys everything that you missed in the new Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic trailer. I told you guys in that last video, there's a lot of stuff hidden in this trailer that we're going to be finding over the coming days, and I've went ahead and I've compiled everything that everyone's found, and I'm going to show you guys it in today's video. Let's just say there's dead bodies, tons of secrets, and very, very interesting stuff that we're going to be showing in today's video, so be sure to stay tuned. By the way, I'm going to link everyone down below, everything that's been found, so if you guys want to know who found this, who found that, just check the description. Anyways, though, let's go ahead and get to finding things. So the first thing that you might have missed is this right here. So as you guys know, later on in the trailer, we see this horrifying nurse that rushes us down and attacks us. Now, she obviously stands out because, well, it's a nurse, it's a weird looking animatronic design that we're not really used to seeing in Five Nights at Freddy's, but not only that, in Help Wanted, if you guys remember, when we have to repair Helpy, he's choking, he's dying, all that kind of stuff, there's somebody talking to us, kind of walking us through everything. And if you have subtitles on, their title is the Carnival Nurse. Now it says this patient is suffering from, and then they kind of tell you what he's suffering from. You've got to obviously repair him, save his life. But the Carnival Nurse. Now, if you guys don't know, over on the PlayStation Store, they've listed Secret of the Mimic for, you know, pre-order and stuff like that. And if you go to the web URL, it's titled FNAF Carnival. So obviously putting two and two together, the Carnival Nurse, this new nurse that we just saw at the end of the trailer, they're probably the same person. So now we actually get a look at what this thing looks like. Now, what's kind of horrifying to think about is while we're repairing Helpy, this animatronic was somewhere in the building, just casually sitting there kind of watching over us and, you know, could have killed us at any moment. So kind of scary to think about. Let's go ahead and get into the next secret, though. So for secret number 2, this one is where things get very, very interesting. So as you guys know, Tiger Rock does show up in the trailer, but if you guys didn't know, at 1 minute and 16 seconds in the trailer, there's a secret image that pops up. And I'll go ahead and throw it up on screen right now. It's this right here. It's Tiger Rock, but once brightened, there's a human hand holding it. There is a human hand connected to Tiger Rock. Now, what does this mean? I don't know, but I mean, it's interesting that there's a human hand there. Now, furthermore, later on in the trailer, we also see this suit right here sitting against the wall. Now, when I initially saw this, when I was doing my trailer reaction, I didn't think anything of it. You know, it's a cool looking elephant suit, but do you see it? Look very closely here. And I'll let you guys, you know, let me know if you see it. Let me know if you see it. I'll give you a few seconds. Yeah, look to the right. There's a human hand. There is a human inside of this elephant suit. Now, you guys know, all right, with FNAF, we don't usually get a lot of blood, a lot of gore and stuff like that. Occasionally we get some dark stuff, but this game seems to be shaping up to be potentially a little bit darker than what we're used to, with a human body being inside of this suit. I love the idea of this. I think it's going to be very cool. If we actually go up to these suits, you can find corpses inside of them, and, you know, you kind of have to piece that together and who's who and what happened with this guy, what happened with that guy. I think this could be very, very scary, but this is cool. This is very cool. A human hand sticking out of this elephant animatronic. Why is he in there? Isn't it supposed to be the mimic that takes over these suits? I don't know. There's a lot of questions and not a lot of answers, but just another little interesting thing that you might have missed. So here's another little one. This one's not too major, and it's probably pretty obvious if you're, you know, pretty caught up with FNAF, but the Faz Wrench. As you guys know, whenever we played Ruin, and we're playing as Cassie, running around doing kind of things like that, we have a tool with us, and she mentions that it's a Faz Wrench. It's just like my dad's. The Faz Wrench in that game, obviously, isn't what we see in the trailer, but the one that we do see in the trailer is this one, and it looks very, very similar, you know, and it's probably the one that she's referencing in Ruin, where she mentions that it's just like her dad's Faz Wrench. So this is an earlier look at the one that we end up getting later on in Ruin. So pretty cool. I mean, just a small little detail that, you know, you might have missed. So for the next interesting little detail here, let's get into the Jester and the Mushroom Man suit. Now, as you guys know, well, this one's kind of easy to miss. There's a Jester cutout early on in the trailer. It looks very scary, very creepy. It's just a smiling clown, and he just looks horrifying. And that's just a cutout. Imagine if we actually see this thing in person, it's going to be so scary. And there's also a mushroom man that we see on, you know, later on, obviously trying to hunt us down, a walking mushroom. And there's also a tinier little version of him that's on a desk in the office, you know, midway through the trailer. Now, if you didn't know, apparently these are from the Tales from the Pizzaplex epilogue, which I wasn't aware of that. Obviously, I haven't really read those, but these apparently appear in the epilogue, and these are probably who these characters are. They're the same ones from the epilogue. I guess in that epilogue, they do show a Jester, or they talk about a Jester and a Mushroom Man suit. These are probably them. So just another little thing that if you didn't read the books, you'd probably have no idea that that's even what that is, just like me. So a cool little detail. Let's get into the next one. Okay, so this one's a little bit more fun. So as you guys know, we were just talking about that mushroom character. Well, if we take a look at him right here, I'll throw up, you know, just some video of him, whatever. This is him. Now, looking closely, and I thought he looked familiar for some reason. I think I said that in my reaction video. He's actually from are potentially inspired by one of Scott's older games, which I'll throw up some screenshots right now. There's a mushroom character that's kind of appeared in Chipper and Sons, and I think some of his other games as well. And if you compare them side by side, I mean, obviously it's a mushroom. You know, you can only design a mushroom so many ways. But I want to believe that Scott probably went back and was like, yeah, let's make an animatronic based off of this old mushroom design that I have here. And I mean, I'll throw up some screenshots. This thing looks creepy even back then. He saw that and he was like, yeah. Or maybe even Steel Wool was like, you know what? We've played some of your older games, Scott. You got this horrifying looking demon mushroom here. Let's go ahead and throw him into the game here and make him into an animatronic. Now, I mean, it could also be related to the books, like I said earlier, but just regardless, it's just a cool little detail. Is it from, you know, is it inspired by his older work? I want to believe it is, but let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. Okay, so for the next little detail here is, this one's very easy to miss, but if you know your stuff, you know your stuff here. So there's actually 2 different elephant costumes. Now, I'll explain what's going on here, and I'll throw up images of both of them. The first elephant costume that we see earlier on in the trailer when it's kind of going through all the suits. Now, we know these suits, the Mimic can obviously wear any of them that it wants. It can kind of like, you know, flip and flop through, you know, whatever suit it wants to wear, however it's feeling that day. And this is the first suit that we see right here. It's obviously the elephant, and I assumed the one that we see later on, that elephant that we see later on, I thought it was the same suit. But looking closely, okay, look at this first image, right? Look at the bottom of the elephant suit. It has stripes right there. Now, if we go later on into the trailer to where we see that horrifying elephant, you know, just staring at us at the end of the hallway, look at the suit. There's no stripes. Now, even more interesting about this here is the fact that this same suit is the one that we hacked and saw in the earlier Five Nights at Freddy's games. So whenever we hacked into that room, we increased the brightness. We did find, you know, these suits very early on, and we did end up knowing that these were belonging to the Mimic, but that's that same suit that we found at the end of the game. So very interesting. It's reappearing here in the trailer. So yeah, this thing, it's weird that there's 2 of the same elephant suit because there's really not a difference. I mean, you can't really tell with the lighting, but there's really not much of a difference between them. It's just strange that it's nearly the same exact suit, but one has lines and one doesn't, you know? I wonder if there's more to this than what they're leading on here, because it's such a minute little detail that kind of makes me want to believe that like there might be something else here, you know? Okay, so for the next little detail here, this one actually wasn't in the trailer, but Brian Freyermuth, hopefully I'm saying that correct. Brian, if you're watching this, hey, what's going on, buddy? This is actually one of the people that work at Steel Wool, a very important person at Steel Wool. They actually made a tweet, and they quote tweeted the trailer, and they said, "My grief lies all within, and these external manner of laments are merely shadows of the unseen grief that swells with silence in the tortured soul." Now, this is obviously something. It's apparently a quote from, you know, Shakespeare. I don't know much about Shakespeare, but this is obviously something, right? Like he wouldn't just, he quote tweeted the trailer with this, and I don't think he would just randomly be like, oh, I'm gonna put some Shakespeare to reply to this. It has nothing to do with the game or the trailer. I'm just gonna randomly put Shakespeare here. You know, I think this is obviously, you know, relating to the story. He's obviously trying to hint at something here. I don't know what, but I wanted to throw it in here. So if you guys have any ideas, let me know in the comment section down below. I mean, just reading through it, my grief lies all within, and these external manner of laments are merely shadows of the unseen grief that swells with silence in the tortured soul. So someone with a tortured soul has a lot of grief lying within them, and yeah, I don't know. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of this one. All right, so next up, we've got a pretty fun one here. So as you guys know, Monty from Security Breach, one of my favorite animatronics, an absolute incredible big fella that guy is. He actually has a cutout of him in Security Breach. I'll throw it up on screen right now. This is what it looks like. It's just a fun little cutout of him, you know, with red hair and a guitar, and it looks like a much, you know, younger version of him, and kind of, you know, different in a lot of ways than what we ended up getting. But in the new trailer for Secret of the Mimic, there is another cutout of an alligator. Now, this one is one of those things that you probably could have missed. You probably didn't, but in case you did, I want to throw it in here. Is this Monty? I don't think so. I don't know how it would be, but isn't it kind of strange that there's just another alligator cutout very similar to Monty in Secret of the Mimic? Isn't that very strange? You know, he's got a banjo. The other one has more of like a guitar. You know, the Secret of the Mimic one has the banjo. The more, you know, modern one, obviously from Security Breach, has a different guitar. And this one has like a straw hat on. The other one has, you know, no hat on, just red hair. I just thought it was interesting to throw in here. Who do you think this is? I would assume it's not Monty. I don't know how it could be, but maybe it is. Maybe it, I don't know. It's one of those things that it might just be in the game and it'll never be explained, you know? There'll just be a random cutout of a Monty looking alligator and that's it, you know? We'll just have to theorize ourselves about it. Or maybe he'll show up in the game. You know, just another little detail I want to throw in here just to get your theories on in the comment section down below. But for the next one, this is another little short, sweet one that I want to throw in. This little mouse right here, or this little squirrel, whatever you want to call it, that we end up winding up in the trailer and throwing to distract something, potentially Jackie, we don't really know, is another one of these older designs made by Scott. Now, I want to say this is from FNAF World. It's been years since I played FNAF World, but looking at that background, I mean, if that's not FNAF World, I don't know what it is. This little guy right here, though, is probably what that's based off of. So someone at Steel Wool, or maybe Scott himself, has been going back to his older designs and repurposing them into this game, which I think is really cool and really shows the attention to detail that they have here. I mean, come on. Like, what other studio would do stuff like this? I mean, I'm sure there's other ones, but I just think that this really shows that they care and that they're, like, willing to go back and, like, repurpose these things for, like, the big FNAF fans, you know? Like, a lot of people are going to see this and not even know what this is, but if you know, you know, and I just think it's cool. I think it's really cool. All right, let's get into the next one, though. Okay, so for this next one, this one's pretty interesting. This is actually made by Shy Guy Pal 101, and what they've done is they've went through the whole entire trailer, and they've compiled a image of every single character that they could find, and I'm gonna go and throw it up on screen right now, and we're gonna go through it and see if, you know, maybe you guys missed some of these characters. I know I saw some of these, and I was like, wow, I missed that completely. So let's start with the top here. We have Jackie, Tiger Rock, the Mimic, and the Mimic from Ruin. Obviously, these kind of stand out. I think we all kind of saw those. We know they're in there. The second row, though, we have the elephant. Now, there is 3 of them here, but I would assume those 2 are the same. I don't think that third one is another suit, but I mean, it could be. Honestly, the colors do look a little bit darker on it, but it could just be the lighting. We also have the elephant from Ruin that obviously we hacked and we saw, and that is the one that we see, you know, kind of staring at us all creepily later on in the trailer. We have the mushroom guys. We have 2 of them, the one sitting on the desk and the one that's obviously roaming around trying to kill us. We have the jester cutout that is apparently from the books, and a lion cutout. Now, this one I didn't see. I don't think I did, at least. It's a sleeping little lion. Now, this is just a cutout. It's not an actual suit, I don't think. But the fact that there's like little cutouts, like I've said, you know, maybe they could end up being characters at some point in the game. We don't really know, but the fact that there's a cutout usually means that there's, you know, obviously a suit of this cutout or of this character somewhere, you'd assume. After that, though, we have the lion from Ruin and the bird from Ruin. These 2, I don't think we ended up seeing in the trailer, but obviously I would assume they probably show up in the game at some point. They just weren't revealed in the trailer for some reason. After that, though, the next row, we have the dog. We saw this guy. I don't know if he's a dog. I mean, the cutout kind of looks like a dog, but that other one, man, he just, I don't know, man. I've never seen a dog that looks like that. He looks horrifying. We also have another version of a dog and another version of a dog and then another version of a dog. So we've got 2 cutouts, you know, and a balloon dog cutout. I don't know. I mean, that could be kind of scary. A little balloon animal chasing after us. You know, some Pennywise type stuff. That could be scary. Then after that, though, we've got a bee. We've seen this guy kind of hanging from the ceiling. Yeah, this thing is creepy looking, dude. I don't like that thing at all. We also have an octopus, which this one I didn't see at all, but apparently that's what that is right there. A hippo. And another hippo, potentially. I don't know. That one has a question mark. We don't really know for sure on that one. The second row, or the row after that, though, we have a sheep, a penguin, 2 mystery characters, which, yeah, I would assume, I don't know what that is. I think it's supposed to be a penguin. And then 2 other mystery characters and Dolly, which that is probably that nurse like we talked about earlier in the video. That's probably who that is. Another mystery character and 2 frogs right there. So I don't even remember seeing those frogs. Was that whenever we put in the Faz wrench for the show? I would assume so, right? But I don't really know. The final row, though, we have a pig, the alligator, Music Man variant, bot variant, helper, and a geese, which that is actually a geese. Yep. That's a geese. All right. So yeah, that's all the characters that they were able to find in the trailer. So I want to throw that in here just, you know, in case you guys want to know everyone that's been spotted. If there's anyone missing from this list, though, by the way, like I said, if I miss anything, comment down below. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know. Anyways, let's go and get into the next one. All right. So to end off the video, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, by the way. This is not something I normally do, but I'm very excited for Secret of the Mimic. So I really want to put the video together for you guys. And I really hope I did show you guys some stuff that you haven't seen before. If I did, let me know in the comment section down below. We'll leave a like on the video and subscribe. I don't know. Why not? But for the final thing here, this one's really simple, very, you know, very short here. The Mimic head that we see, apparently that's inside of that mushroom, is not the normal Mimic head. I didn't notice this. Like I said, I'm going to link everyone down below that found all this stuff. But it was established in the books, apparently, that the Mimic received a newer head in modern day, and they believe that that's what this is. So the Mimic's head is more modern. You know, I like I said, this is not one of those things that I would have ever have noticed. So shout out to everyone that found this kind of stuff. But that is everything that has been found in the trailer. I hope I didn't miss anything. Like I said, this is one of those trailers that there's going to be stuff being found for the coming weeks, I imagine. You know, people are still going to be piecing things together and finding new things. So let me know if you guys see anything in the comments. But for now, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.